Welcome to Stance Bros, your ultimate pit stop for all things automotive, where we eat, sleep, and breathe horsepower, torque, and that need for speed. Right, let's talk about the BMW Z4m Coupe. It's one of those cars that's becoming more desirable by the day, and if you've been on the fence about buying one, here's why now, right now, is the time to do it. And no, it's not just about some nostalgic desire for naturally aspirated engines, manual gearboxes, and simpler times. Though that's certainly part of it. It's because the Z4m Coupe is a car that has hit a sweet spot in the automotive market that won't last much longer. First off, scarcity. They didn't make many of these things. Only around 1,800 Z4m Coupes were ever sold in the US, and globally, the numbers are similarly low. This wasn't a mass-produced car like the standard Z4 Roadster or the M3 of the same era. And in the world of collectible cars, scarcity equals value. We're also at a point in time where the Z4m is starting to mature into what you might call a modern classic. It's not quite old enough to be considered a full-blown classic, but it's got that perfect mix of old-school driving dynamics and relatively modern reliability. It's past its depreciation though, so prices are no longer dropping. They're leveling out. In fact, some are already starting to creep upwards. That means you can still find examples for some reasonable money, but the days of bargain hunting for a Z4m are numbered. If you think back to other cars that followed this trajectory, the E46 M3, the Porsche 993, you can see what happens next. Values will rise as people begin to appreciate what cars like this represent, the last of an era. The Z4m Coupe sits in a niche that's becoming increasingly rare. Proper sports car, naturally aspirated, manual gearbox, hydraulic steering. You won't find that in new cars, and you certainly won't find it at the current price point for long. In North America, prices for the ZM Coupe, if you can find one, range from $30K for a decent example all the way to $60K plus for a collector's example. We firmly believe that going forward, prices will only go up. If you would like to support the channel and help us grow, please visit our shop at stancebros.com for great automotive enthusiast merch and hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to our channel for more car content. Now, let's not forget what makes the Z4m Coupe truly special: how it drives. These days, cars are trying to drive themselves. Engines are being silenced by turbos and hybrid systems. And let's be honest, most modern sports cars are more interested in impressing you with touchscreen dashboards than with the joy of driving. The Z4m Coupe is from a time when none of that nonsense mattered. You've got a high-revving, naturally aspirated inline-6 engine under the bonnet, the same S54 engine that powered the E46 M3, arguably one of the best six-cylinder engines BMW ever made. It revs to 8,000 RPMs and gives you power delivery that's linear and immediate. There's no turbo lag, no artificial torque curve, just a steady climb in power as the revs build. It's a proper engine, and in today's world, that's a rare thing. Pair that with a 6-speed manual gearbox and rear-wheel drive, and you've got a combination that is all but extinct in the modern automotive landscape. The joy here is in the simplicity of it. You shift gears yourself, you control the throttle, and the car reacts to your inputs in real time. The hydraulic steering offers a level of feedback that's almost impossible to find in new cars. You feel the road, the weight of the car shifting, the grip of the tires. It's raw, engaging, and wonderfully unfiltered. You'll find yourself taking the long way home just to hear it rev one more time. Honestly, it's the kind of engine that makes you look for excuses to drive. Darling, are we out of milk? Excellent, I'll go get some, from the shop 30 miles away. Another factor to consider is the kind of experience the Z4m Coupe offers is getting harder and more expensive to replicate. Governments are cracking down on emissions, automakers are transitioning to hybrids and electric drivetrains, and even manual gearboxes are becoming a thing of the past. If you want a new sports car that delivers the same kind of analog driving feel as the Z4M, your options are limited. And they're expensive. You're looking at something like a Porsche Cayman GT4 or maybe a Lotus Emira, but both are well over six figures. The Z4M, on the other hand, is a fraction of the cost. For what you pay, there's almost nothing in today's market that gives you the same balance of performance, engagement, and mechanical purity. It's one of the few cars that still offers an experience where the driver is at the center of the equation, not a bunch of software trying to outthink you. Here's another thing in favor of the Z4M Coupe. It's reliable. I know what you're thinking. It's a high-revving BMW M car. It'll cost a fortune to maintain. But that's not entirely true. The S54 engine, while demanding proper care, is a relatively robust unit. Keep up with regular maintenance, and it'll reward you with years of reliable service. Sure, there are a few weak points. Vanos issues, rod bearing wear, but nothing that can't be dealt with if you stay on top of it. When you compare it to more modern performance cars, the cost of maintaining a Z4M is reasonable. You don't have to worry about turbo failures, complex hybrid systems, or the nightmare of replacing an 8-speed dual-clutch transmission. The car is simple, and that simplicity pays off over time. Parts are still available, and there's a solid enthusiast community that knows these cars inside and out. There's also something to be said about the emotional connection this car builds with its driver. The Z4M Coupe isn't just fast, it's a car you grow to love the more you drive it. Every drive feels like an event because the car requires your full attention. It's not perfect, far from it. The ride is firm, the cabin feels a bit dated, and it doesn't have the outright pace of today's turbocharged monsters. But that's not the point. The Z4M Coupe delivers something far more valuable than just numbers on a spec sheet. An emotional driving experience. And that's becoming increasingly rare in a world of ever more digitized cars. And let's not overlook the investment potential here. Prices of these cars have already begun to rise, and as the market continues to shift towards electrification and autonomy, cars like the Z4M Coupe will only become more desirable. It's the kind of car people will look back on and say, "I wish I'd bought one when they were still affordable." Don't be one of those people. To sum it up, if you've been thinking about buying a BMW Z4M Coupe, don't wait. The stars are aligned for this car to become a proper future classic. It's rare, it's fun to drive, it's relatively affordable, and it's sitting at a point where values are only going to go one way – up. Right now, you can still get one of the best driving, best sounding, best looking sports cars BMW ever made at a reasonable price. And trust me, once you've driven it, you'll wonder how you ever lived without it. Thank you for watching, and before you go, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to our channel for more car content, and let us know in the comments below what cars get you excited. Here at Stance Bros, we're recognized as one of Calgary's premier detailing spas. Our meticulous attention to detail ensures every vehicle entrusted to us leaves looking its best. Join us on this channel as we showcase our passion for cars, detailing expertise, and exciting car content. At Stance Bros, we're cultivating a community united by our passion for all things automotive.
Nice stance, bro.